Shout out to those homies, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
I got a question. It's pretty controversial. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. I recently saw you did a record and a podcast over with Mr. Criminal.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're up to date or you saw like the news that came out recently about him.
Shit, I haven't.
Okay, recently came out that he turned out to be a snitch.
Oh.
So you're in the industry, right? You're in the real industry, not the Chicano rap industry. You're in the hip hop industry. How does it feel? Does that make you not want to work with people? Do you still fuck with that guy? I mean,
it's always like, when you come from the streets and you led that shit, it is disappointing to hear that. You know what I mean? I try to. It's a fine line with that shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm no longer active, but I come from that. Yeah. So it's like one of those things where like you're born and raised to like fucking ride this line. Yeah. Even some of us carry these principles into a normal life. Yeah. Like we don't do this, we don't do that.
Do's and don'ts.
Yeah, do's and don'ts. Yeah. And those are just the things that I still sort of embrace and live by. I'm not out there on the streets living the gangster lifestyle anymore, for sure, but I still feel some of those things because that's some of our makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's a little disappointing. Can we take it back? No, it is what it is.
So would you interview him a second time, or do you have to see some type of proof? I don't know how your rules are from where you come from.
Well, a lot of people. People will break the paperwork out to show you some shit. Obviously, you know what I mean. If it exists,
does that mean
it does?
Yeah. Does that mean something to you? Like, or you're at a point where you're not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think about it as much as I used to. I try not to judge that shit because it's like, if you're active, then that's definitely a fucking no-no, right? If you're not active,
you shouldn't care.
You shouldn't really care so much, right? But it's a fine line. You never know who's still active and who's not. Yep. And that's the part, right? But you wish homies could do better on that end. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna live this shit, then
like we said earlier,
embrace what it is. And like when you take your knock, you take your fucking knock.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially living that life. If that's the life you want to live.
If that's the life,
you gotta roll with it.
If you're just portraying it and it's not really you, I can't expect you to live by that code, right? Yeah. Like people that are acting.
Yeah.
About it, but if you're active, you expect someone to be accountable.
Yeah, for sure.